boy. It happened. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It happened. Huh? That one. OMG. Yeah, that's pretty bizarre, boy. I went home last night and started watching it, and I had a bad feeling like this Hillary ain't gonna be able to. She ain't gonna be able to come up with this fourth quarter comeback. And be damned, them trailer park got out there and voted for this. They came about they double wise last night. Oh my gosh. They pulled their hoods off their heads long enough to cast that ballot. Boy, that's crazy. That's crazy. But you know what? Yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. Because that's what we've cultivated. That's what America's all about these days. This election season, to be quite honest with you, they won't come out and say it. But this election was about racism. This was about racism. Donald Trump said enough about racial shit to stoke the fires in every trailer park, in every rural community in the United States. He said just enough racial bullshit to make these stand up. That's absolutely the truth. What did my man on CNN say? Little moist brother with the bald head. He said, this was white lash. You damn right it was. You damn right it was. I don't even know, and I'm gonna speculate on. I don't even know if every black person would have got out there and voted, if this would have swayed anything. Because if you looked at the demographic map, the Midwest and some of these predominantly white states, all red, all for Trump. I can't imagine that there was a population of black people large enough in those states and in some of these swing states. I don't know that the population of minorities as opposed to white people would have been enough. All it did was show me how much power white people have in this country, that they still predominantly, they can overwhelm anything that we do. It's a little scary, to be quite honest with you. I woke up this morning and I had actually gone to bed because I had to go to work, because that's what I do. And checked it, and I saw that Trump won, and it was a little bizarre for me. It was a little disconcerting, but then I thought, this is what they do. This is where we're at now. This is where we're at. I mean, there was no real fervor, no real energy that was directed toward people of my ilk, people in my peer group, to get out there and really help anybody do anything. Given what's happened over the last 2 or 3 years, what would motivate a brother or a sister, or really any minority, to be excited about what was going on? It was just vitriol and racism. And it's funny that the things that were said and some of the stances that were taken by these candidates, or at least by one, energized a whole bunch. It's like churning the bottom of a dirty pond. That's what Trump did. He churned the bottom of a dirty pond and got all that bacteria and all of that hatred and visceral bullshit churned up in the water. And now we have a President Trump. I'm curious to see how emboldened a lot of these little racists are going to be in the next 4 years. I kind of got a feeling that there's going to be a little chest thumping in some of these places. I got a feeling you're going to see a lot more rebel flags. Country music is going to take a spike in sales. You know, NASCAR is going to become like the next NFL. It's going to be quite a scene to watch. It's going to be quite a scene. I don't know if he's going to really manifest it into this wall building, Islam bombing, Negro slapping, business failing that I think he's going to be. I mean, we'll have to see where he's really at, because I kind of think he sold those double wide owners some bullshit just to get elected, because I think that's his personality, a salesman. But I think it's going to be quite funny to see where his policies go and how much people are going to embrace it, even his own party. It's going to be pretty interesting to watch the conniptions, the machinations of the Republican Party as opposed to the Democratic Party, conservatives and liberals, as to how they're going to deal with this phenomenon. It's called President Trump. That sounds weird coming out of my mouth. It's going to be quite an interesting thing to watch, I believe. Because I kind of forecast that he's going to be a little too radical for even the most virulent right-winger. I think he's going to be a little... I mean, we all talk about, we won't change. We want change in this. We want the corruption out of the... And I think that we kind of... have all these pie-in-the-sky notions of what we think our government should be. But I think we do need a little bit of knife fighting. I think we do need a couple of gangsters up in there, in our government, to kind of keep everybody on even keel. I think that to blow up a whole system of government like he's saying he will, he's not part of the establishment. I don't believe that. I think that he might try to initiate some things, and there's going to be a little bit of pushback, even from the rebel flag weirdos. I think that there's just going to be some unpalatable things, impalpable things that are not going to fly. And I don't know that he knows enough about our system to understand that he just can't come in and by edict make things happen. It just doesn't work like that. But we'll see how all that works. I wonder if his hairstyle will change. I wonder if he was going to bring the same hairstylist to the White House with him. I wonder if that's going to happen. I wonder if they're going to like tone down the bronzer. I wonder if they're going to do that. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I think that people are probably a little more depressed about what's going on, but I think it's going to be fun. Oh, comedy is going to go through the roof. Oh, this is going to be a fun 4 years in comedy. It's going to be a roast every single day. His self-esteem is going to be so shot by 2020. Hell, he might just disappear. And this first lady, oh my gosh, how weird is that going to be? To have a first lady with a thick Russian accent, or whatever she is. That's crazy. Literally, people are going to be to the first lady. Because, be honest, she looks like a porn star. She looks like an Eastern European porn star. Straight up. And we all know that. Straight up. Don't even lie. This is going to be the most comical and amazing 4 years of my life. And I don't know. I think the Democrats should take this time. I would say Democrats because I think they're all the same. There needs to come a candidate for African Americans, for the minorities and the poor people of this country that really can come with a plan to mitigate some of the bullshit we have to go through every day. I really believe that after these next 4 years, there's going to be a need for it, and they're going to be receptive to it. And I'm not just talking about a black man that can talk and stand up and put two sentences together fairly well. I'm talking about somebody who comes with I think most of America would embrace anyone with a real plan for anything. Whether that be the justice system, the economy, the environment, real plans, not just rhetoric. Real thought out, real plans to better our environment. And honestly, I don't think that most of America would give a damn if they were black or white. I think that Barack Obama talked a good game. I think that he sounded like he had a plan. I don't know that maybe he came up against some things and couldn't implement a lot of these plans, but I don't know that they were well, maybe they weren't hashed out, mapped out, planned out well enough that made everybody comfortable. I don't know. I'm not a political pundit. I really couldn't get into. I'm not an analyst. I couldn't tell you. But I will tell you, after this roller coaster I'm sure we're going to go on is over, that we will have someone, Hispanic, Asian American, black again, which I would love to see. Dark black this time, though. We need some dark black brothers. We need some super melanated brother to run for president. Woman, whatever that is, to stand up with a plan. Stand up with a real plan on every level. That's what we need. And I think that we're ripe for that. I think right now, it's like just before you plant new seed in the ground, in your yard, you have to tear the ground up. You have to literally destroy the ground to cultivate new healthy shit, new healthy growth. And I think that's what's happening right now. I think we've dug all the way down to the red dirt. We've destroyed our lawn. We've destroyed our yard, our property to such a degree that, we've allowed this guy to slip in. So now it's time to start laying the seed for some real growth. It's really time to start laying some healthy seed just because we know this is crazy. I'll cast my vote then. I will cast my vote, which I really don't think will mean anything, but I'll cast my vote then. And another thing that I'm gonna do in the next 4 years is I'm gonna take some vested interest in the local elections and some of the things that are on the ballot in that regard. Because, like I said in my last recording, I think that's where the real power comes in. I think you need to start pushing these politicians toward something that's more socially equitable for everyone. I think there's some problems that we need to have addressed, and I think that at the local level we can start influencing this electoral. And I'm not just talking about just for a party to win. I'm talking about some real change. Not just voting along party lines and voting for drug legalization. I don't know that that's something that's important. We need to start voting for measures that keep black people out of jail for shit that white people don't go to jail for. We need to stop the legislation or curb the legislation that throws young black men into jail for years, which takes away from our bottom line. Young, vibrant men, for whatever mistake they may have made, or having grown up in a system that didn't give a about them, actually creating those types of people, keep them out of jail so they can help us grow as a nation, grow as a culture. If we can get the racism out of this, hell, that'll create jobs and opportunities and a more healthy environment for everyone. The problem is you got people out there that just hate minorities. So they'll enact legislation to say, we don't need you. We just need you locked up. The problem with this country, hell, I was thinking to myself, how many minorities do you think that are in jail today on trumped up charges, no pun intended, that may have been able to start businesses, become entrepreneurs, given the right environment and the right direction? What would that do for our economy? Take the millions of blacks and Latinos and poor white folks, whatever you want to call them, who are in jail for bullshit, for literally years for bullshit. How many of those people could have created jobs or been part of a workforce or could have voted? It's a matter of culling out the people who are racist. I keep going back to that word, racist, and have no use for a segment or segments of our population. I go back to what I said earlier. This election was about race. It was about racism. It was about energizing the racist element of this country. Going back, we want to make America great again. That harkens back to keep these minorities in their places. White people, you don't have to be scared anymore because I'm going to put these minorities back in their places. And we had nothing to counter it. Clinton couldn't counter that. Her and her husband put millions of Negroes in jail. None of these people care about poor people. And what got me is that these poor people think that Trump does, and he doesn't. He doesn't. His whole mindset is and will always be, I need to be the most powerful person in any environment I'm in. Now he's pretty much done it. He's done it. He's become the most powerful person. He will go down in history as one of the most powerful people that ever lived. And that's a damn shame. That's a damn shame. So it is what it is, people. Set your sights on 2020. Start paying attention to these local elections. Start pushing some initiatives that help us normal people, us ground level people, so that the next time somebody like Trump tries to stir up that dirty bottom pond feeding, that we can counter it